A very common problem that many men have when they want to talk to attractive women is not knowing what to say. A guy will see an attractive girl. A guy will approach the attractive girl. The guy will start a conversation with the attractive girl. And then halfway through the conversation, his mind will just poof, go blank. And so he goes home, he goes online, he says, hey guys, I was in this situation, what should I have said? And he tries to think of something he could have said, so next time when he gets back into the game and he sees another attractive girl and he decides to approach the attractive girl and start a conversation, he'll know what to say. This is the wrong approach. It's not wrong, it's just not as helpful as it could be. It's an unhelpful approach. Not knowing what to say is not the main problem, even though that's what a lot of guys will claim when they think about going out into the world and interacting socially and talking to pretty girls. They say, my problem is I don't know what to say. That's not really the problem. That's what they call in psychology the presenting problem. There are deeper issues that are causing this presenting problem. Now, what is one of the deeper issues that's causing the presenting problem of not knowing what to say? One main culprit that causes your brain to freeze in those situations is the fight or flight response. Whenever your body triggers, your ancient reptilian system triggers the fight or flight response, the brain is suddenly a low priority organ. All of the energy that feeds the brain is diverted to your muscles and your lungs and your heart so you can run away. This is a very, very ancient reptilian system. So the question is, what is triggering the fight or flight response? Because if you can keep the fight or flight response from being triggered and you can remain relaxed and calm and cool, you will have full access to your super genius, creative, seductive brain to think of all kinds of wonderful things to say in the moment and sweep her off her feet and take her home and slide in between the sheets and everybody can live happily ever after. But before that happens, how do you stop the fight or flight response from being triggered in the first place? Well, it's a mistake to assume that the fight or flight response is being triggered because of fear or anxiety. That could be a reason, but there's another deeper structural reason that will trigger the fight or flight response even if there's no fear, even if there's no anxiety. So what is that much deeper issue that triggers the fight or flight response? It's a situational conflict. A situational conflict on two different levels, and your brain is perceiving both of these things on two different levels, and that's causing a conflict, and that conflict triggers the fight or flight, which sucks away all your brain energy, which makes your brain incapable of thinking of what to say in the moment. So what is this deeper conflict? Whenever you walk up to approach a pretty girl, unless you're a highly practiced stoic and you've been meditating for years and you have full control over your thoughts and your mind-body system, as soon as you see an attractive girl, your ancient instincts quickly, poof, imagine the absolute best case scenario. It is very, very difficult to not have an outcome in that situation, even if the outcome is subconscious, even if the outcome is instinctive. So when you walk over there, before you even get close enough to say, hey, your instincts are imagining the best possible outcome. Your instincts are thinking of an outcome before your conscious mind even remembers to try to be outcome independent. The problem with having an outcome within a conversation is you can't control how other people respond to you. You can say whatever you feel like saying, but you have no control over what they're going to say back. And if you have an outcome that is based on how they reply to you, that's going to create that deeper level conflict. It's kind of like watching a sporting event, a highly charged sporting event. You very much want a good outcome when you're watching the sporting event, but you have a conscious understanding that you can't control the outcome. This creates that conflict. This creates that tension. This is why it's impossible to have a meaningful conversation with someone while you're watching a highly charged sporting event. Your brain just can't do, your brain is just focused on this event. And so when you're talking to someone in the moment, and part of you, your ancient sexual instincts, have an outcome, but another part of you realizes you can't control the situation because you can't control how people will respond to you. That creates this tension, and that's the same kind of brain effect of watching a highly charged sporting event. You're focused on the sporting event, and you can't devote any brain power to a deep conversation. That's why your brain freezes. It's just as difficult to talk to someone with which you have an ancient, instinctive, sexual, desirous outcome as it is to have a deep conversation to someone while you're watching a sporting event. So what's the answer? Well, think in terms of baseball versus football, for example. Imagine it's the very, very early stages of the season and you're watching a baseball game and you know there's going to be another 100 baseball games in the future. The outcome of the game you're watching, it would be cool if you get a good outcome, but if you get a bad outcome, it's not that bad. So you can have a nice, relaxing conversation with someone while you're watching the baseball game. So instead of treating conversations with attractive girls like NFL championship football games, treat them like baseball games. Force yourself into the mindset that no matter what happens with this one girl, there's going to be a whole bunch of other girls in the future. And if you get a good outcome with this one, fantastic. If you get a bad outcome with this one or a not good outcome with this one, no big deal. There's plenty of girls after this one. And you can practice this. You can practice this mindset by telling yourself before you go over and talk to her to say, my only outcome, choose an outcome before your sexual instincts choose an outcome. Choose a conscious outcome to be, I want to talk to this girl. I want to have a mutually enjoyable conversation, and I want to see how long I can make that conversation last. After the conversation ends, I'm never going to see this girl again. Tell yourself that before you walk over there. That will build a huge, long memory that will have your brain have the baseball response rather than the football response whenever you talk to pretty girls. This is a very easy thing to practice, and when you understand this dichotomy, this outcome, no outcome, this is causing the conflict, you can fix it by deliberately choosing an outcome before you go over there to just have a friendly conversation and just relax and see what happens, just like you're watching a baseball game. If you'd like to learn more, check out the links below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.